long jump. And I don't know, and then at this point, this toddler deadlift. I don't know what, at this point, Sister Paula and Sister Paula were feeding their kids when they were little. But I remember when Trey and Jalen were small, and even Landon was small. I used to back in the day. You know, I was young, didn't know any better. The kids would come, I picked one, how y'all doing? Man, I picked up Trey one day, and I was like, oh, Lord, that's an exercise for the year right there. So there I did. So this toddler deadlift. And y'all mamas know, you told Junior to go to bed, told Junior to go to bed. They go on the couch. Then they act like they can't wake up. Wake up. And so you got to end up picking them up, getting a hernia, and rolling them into bed. There's some Olympics that go on, and mamas, y'all deserve a gold medal just for making it through the Olympics. Amen. Amen. So, mother Olympics there. And so now there needs to be a special watch just for moms. Daddies can't get it. Only mothers ought to have this watch. Look what it says. Read the bottom from right here. This is the perfect watch for mothers. Every day has 36 hours. Because all the stuff folk want you to do in 24 hours, and everybody, now here's the point. This child doesn't care what the other child asks for. All they know is what they want. Kids live like Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? They don't care about what you did during the day. They don't care. All they know, they came in, they had a homework assignment assigned 3 months ago. And all of a sudden remembered on Sunday night at 11 o'clock that my project with some poster board is due tomorrow. They don't all these other things going on. And so the 36 hours, only mothers are entitled to 36 hours. Now, dads ought to have 12 hours. So the idea now mothers, I hear, look in the corner. Mother up rocking the baby. Mothers out here trying to teach little Junior how to ride a bike. And then a turtle going fast with little Junior right over here. And I tell you, and y'all mothers have more than one kid, bless your heart. You got one on the back, and then one in the cradle, then one running around the store just cutting up and tearing up stuff in Walmart. Y'all are just heroes. And then the last one over here, this mama in this corner right here left the room for 30 seconds. She wasn't gone all day. And some kind of way Junior and Junior Rick can just find trouble. You have made your room childproof, you thought. And a baby can find a plant, and by the time she came back 30 seconds later, mud is everywhere. And then lastly, this is what it's all about right here. See, I told you? So we see how she does. Read the very bottom. Happy Mother's Day to all the super moms everywhere. There's a cake somewhere under your beautiful dress right now to help you do all the stuff you've been doing. So you want to give it a pop right now in the name that's above every name. So Mother's Day. Mother's Day, a wonderful celebration of Mother's Day. So today we're going to look at Deborah. Deborah, again, I tell you, if you're not familiar with the story of Deborah, it's a fascinating story. We're just going to get a snippet from chapters 4 and 5 of Judges today from the NIV translation. So Deborah, so if you can read this with me right now. So this is from Judges chapter 5, verse 7. If you can read this with me. Villagers in Israel would not fight back. They held back until I, Deborah, rose. Until I rose, a mother of Israel. Now, let me tell you what's happening here. So at this point, you have the Israelites that are being attacked militarily. And even though there were some villagers that were trained and some men that were trained and prepared and skilled to fight, they got so discouraged, they were just going to surrender. And then Deborah rose up and said, oh, no, not on my watch. I serve a God that is too good. I serve a God that is too wise. And I don't care which way you want to go. I know right now if you trust God and follow me, in turn, victory is always out. That's what a good mother does. A good mother will tell kids, despite all obstacles, how great they are. A good mom will tell now you know that kid can't play ball. But a good mama said, baby, warm that oat. Warm that bitch like nobody. Baby, you better warm that bitch like nobody. Because a good mother always there. Good mother. Dad like, we better find another. But mama's right. It's the mother there in the stands. Don't let the baby get hurt in a football game. And then the bone hanging out. Mama, oh my baby. Here, daddy, you better walk it off. You better man up. You better walk it off. Get a Band-Aid and keep it working. So our mama is there. So in the midst of all the challenges around them, Deborah rose up to say, don't you let these problems around you cause you. I'm called to remind you that you can overtake problems instead of being overtaken by problems. See, a mama reminds. See, I don't know how grandmama and them did. How they could get one tub of 1 can of beans and some lard and feed 12 folk. I don't know. And everybody got more than 1 bean. Mothers have a way of being resourceful. And so Deborah used her mother anointing to remind the whole village that I know there are problems all around you, and I know you're about ready to give up, and I know it doesn't look good right now, but if you go in and trust God and follow me, I will rise up a leader, and God will lead us to victory that He has already promised. A mama has a way of reminding folks that regardless of how bad it looks right now, it's going to be better in the morning. Regardless of how bad it looks right now, everything's going to work out. And how do you know that's the case? Because at this point, let somebody fall down and scrape their knee. What's the first one they call? Mama! Now, daddy's in the house. Daddy can be right next to them. They can fall down. Mama! And mamas can't even go out with the girls at night without having daddy's having to check in. Now, how you turn the microwave on again and don't y'all leave little babies with the daddies. Because they'll come back in, they would have had some diet soda and you running, wonder why they were running all the time. Well, because the Similac you had up in the refrigerator was never served. So Deborah reminds them that regardless of all of the problems, regardless of all the situations, Deborah said at this point, I am going to rise up and let you know there's a God who rules. A mother has a way in the midst of all the negativity to find something positive. A mother has a way in the midst of a valley to remind folks they still have victory. A mother has a way to remind people in the trouble there is always triumph as well. So Deborah arises. Let's take a look at what happened. So Deborah chose to rise. Anybody could have risen during that time. But all of the villagers were scared. All of them were discouraged. All of them were turning away. Even ones that were military trained. And Deborah saw all this around her and said, oh, no, these are God's folk. And if nobody else rises, I'm going to rise. It's a mama that will stand up there and see a baby do something on the videotape and still be right beside her baby. Baby, our grandmama always says, they may be a mess, but they're not mess. There's a mama who is always right there. Even when Jesus was crucified, his boys bounced. Who was there at the foot of the cross? His mom. And Jesus' last words on the cross, talking to John, John, behold thy mother. Mother, behold thy son. And then a few seconds later, he died. Because he was still taking care of his mama, because his mama took care of him. Amen. So Deborah recognized the need. And a mother, it does not have to be told to spring into action when there's a need. A mother has this anointing that knows before the child gets home, something's just not right. And baby walk in the door, stuff all torn up, doing it in advance. Now, daddy can see stuff not right and still not will go on. But the mother has a way of knowing. And I praise God for the mother anointing. Because mothers see stuff daddies just miss. We leave church sometime. We're on the way back home. My wife talking to me about something. You see something? I say, for real. Now this all I know that we're missing it. So praise God for the mother anointing that knows before the baby even gets home. I'm not talking about you receive a note from a teacher or you got something. I'm saying that at this point, just knowing what's going on in life as well. So Deborah's name means to speak. And even more importantly, it means, it means to speak kind words. Deborah, just a fascinating woman, means to speak, and you have your slides right there, all the other points here. It talks about an unusual temperament, but she's the one that's always a model for best friends and open to suggestions. Deborah was the one who was, in fact, let me put it this way. Deborah, well, let's get right here. So let's go about a history of Judges, about chapter. So Judges covers quite a bit. And even when we think about the book of Judges, we hear some other things that stand out as well. But chapters 4 and 5 focus on the ministry of Deborah and the ministry of motherhood in particular. So Judges is victory in the hands of Deborah. So let me just talk about, give me a very brief history here about what happens in chapter 4, and you can follow along with me here. So first of all, Deborah was one of the major judges in Israel in the story about how Israel overtook Canaan. So Deborah was a judge. What does that mean? As a judge, she was handling disputes, just like a judge does now. There were dissenting parties, and Deborah was the first woman to be anointed and appointed to handle disputes. So people are coming to her from all over the area trying to get her wisdom in handling disputes. Now watch this now. She's the only female judge, number one. But she's the only judge we had in the book of Judges to be both a judge and a prophet. She's the only one to be a judge, only female judge we have, but also called to be a prophet. In other words, was called to proclaim and called and speak the word of God. And I love this here. In chapter 4, Deborah was already a judge. And that's what she's doing right here, having disputes right here. But look right here. Now, most other people, every other judge you look at in the book of Judges became a judge after they won a battle. Deborah was the only one who was a judge before she went to battle. There was such an anointing on her life, such power on her life, that she was appointed a judge before even proving herself on the battlefield like the other judges were as well. Now, so again, here Deborah is, and all these people in the nation are coming in to have her handle disputes. Now, let's talk specifically about what we're talking about now from Judges chapter 4 to narrow this down. So Deborah had called a general named Barak. Oh, yes, I miss him. But her name Barak, and then in this case, to be her general. And then Barak, she said, God told her to tell her to take 10,000 men. Barak, take 10,000 men and go to Mount Tabor. And she's going to take the rest of the men, and what they're going to do then is defeat the king of Canaan. You with me? So 10,000 going one way, she was going to take the rest of them, and what she was going to do was lead the Canaanites there to ambush them when they came here. You with me? So Barak has 10,000 to take, and they're going to be in waiting. And she's going to lead the other half to bring the Canaanites, and then they defeat them as well. Now look what happens here. Then Barak says at this point, I'll go, only if you go. Now, as a result, now look what happens. So she agrees to go, but Barak was trying to go back and get credit for himself. And what Deborah said is, okay, I'm going to go with you, but the credit you thought you were going to get, you're not going to get it all, because God is going to save Israel by the hand of a woman. See, he thought because if he was going to lead and defeat the Canaanites, he was going to be recognized. And Deborah says, no, not me. But God is going to use a woman to go in and kill and defeat the king of Canaan as well. So going forward, Caesarea was the king's name. Now let me say what happens here. This is the last part of this overview. So Caesarea was there, and gone over here to Heber's camp, and came in exhausted. And while and Heber's wife Jael at that point said, well, come lay down right here. He went and laid down and was just exhausted from running because they were being defeated. While he is asleep, she got a peg from, the tent peg like this big, put in his temple, nailed it down, had his head to the ground, out. So at that point, it was not Barak who was the one who was given credit for killing the king of Canaan. It was a woman. And at that point in biblical days, how dare at that point a woman take credit for what they thought was reserved for a man? And so what Deborah was saying at this point, Barak, I know you want to go back in. I know you want to be clear. Oh my goodness, what happened here? I know you want to go back in and find yourself taking this army here, but I want you to be reminded that you are not going